How to get out of debt fast. Step-by-step roadmap to financial freedom. Introduction. Debt feels like quicksand. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink. And if you've ever laid awake at night, staring at the ceiling, doing mental math with bills and due dates, you know exactly what I mean. But here's the truth most people don't realize. Debt is not a life sentence. It's a problem, and problems can be solved. I know, because I've been there. I've stared at credit card balances that didn't seem to move, no matter how much I paid. I've dodged calls from creditors. I've even felt that sinking guilt every time I swiped a card for something I couldn't really afford. And yet, there's a way out. Today, I'm going to give you the exact roadmap that can take you from drowning in debt to building real financial freedom. Not overnight, not with lottery tickets or get-rich-quick schemes, but with practical, field-tested steps you can start today. Here's the roadmap. We'll begin by addressing the emotional weight of debt, then learn how to face the numbers, build a buffer, tackle debt strategically, and finally, create the systems that make freedom permanent. So if you've ever thought, I'll be in debt forever, this video is proof you won't. Chapter 1. The emotional weight of debt. Debt isn't just about money. It's about shame, stress, and silence. It sneaks into your relationships. Maybe you fight with your partner about spending. It affects your health. Constant stress raises cortisol, wrecks your sleep, and even impacts your immune system. It shapes your choices, turning down dinner invites, skipping trips, avoiding opportunities because you just can't afford it. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Acknowledging the emotional weight of debt is step one, because you can't fix what you won't face. When I was buried in debt, the hardest part wasn't the numbers, it was the guilt. I felt like I'd failed. And as long as I lived in that shame, I stayed stuck. The turning point? Realizing debt didn't make me a bad person. It just meant I had decisions to make. Debt is not a character flaw. It's a situation, and situations can change. Chapter 2. Facing the numbers without fear. Most people avoid this step. They keep paying the minimums, dodging statements, pretending the problem isn't that bad. But here's the harsh truth. Avoidance is the most expensive financial strategy of all. Your first move? Face your real debt number. Write down every single debt you owe. Credit cards, student loans, car loans, personal loans, even that money you borrowed from your cousin 3 Christmases ago. Next, add interest rates, because not all debt is equal. Some is like a slow leak, others are like a fire spreading across your finances. Now, total it up. Yes, the number may be scary. Mine was. But here's what's scarier. Not knowing it. If you need help, use tools like Mint, YNAB, or even a simple spreadsheet. The format doesn't matter. What matters is clarity, because clarity is the first step to control. Chapter 3. Emergency fund comes first. This might sound backwards. Why would I say when I have debt? Here's why. If you don't have a buffer, every little emergency drags you back into debt. The car breaks down, you swipe the card. The fridge dies, you swipe the card. That's why building a starter emergency fund, even just $500 to $1,000, is critical. In the US, this protects you from healthcare surprises. In the UK, maybe it's car repairs. In Brazil, inflation makes everyday costs unpredictable, so a cash cushion is essential. Think of this fund as your financial seatbelt. It won't stop the crash, but it will stop you from flying through the windshield. Chapter 4. The debt snowball versus the debt avalanche. Once you've got your buffer, it's time to attack the debt. And here you've got 2 main weapons. Debt snowball, pay off your smallest debt first, no matter the interest rate. This gives you a psychological win, momentum, and confidence. Debt avalanche, pay off your highest interest debt first. This saves you the most money in the long run. Which is best? The one you'll actually stick to. If you're motivated by seeing progress, choose the snowball. If you're analytical and disciplined, go avalanche. I personally started with the snowball. Knocking out that first credit card balance gave me fire. Then I switched to avalanche for efficiency. The method doesn't matter as much as the momentum. Chapter 5: Negotiating with lenders. Here's a truth bomb. Your debt is negotiable. Credit card companies don't want you to default. Lenders don't want endless collections. They want money back. That means you have leverage. Here's a simple script for calling your credit card company. Hi, I've been a loyal customer, but my interest rate is making it impossible to pay this balance down. Can we explore lowering my rate or setting up a hardship plan? You'd be shocked how often they say yes. Debt consolidation can also help, but beware. Sometimes it's a band-aid, not a cure. Country-specific notes. In the US, be mindful of your credit score when negotiating. In the UK, look into IVAs or debt management plans. In Brazil, watch for the Feirão Limpa Nome events where banks slash interest for settlements. Negotiation isn't weakness, it's strategy. Chapter 6: Cutting expenses without feeling miserable. Let's be real. You can't save your way to freedom by living on rice and beans forever. But you can cut smarter. Start with what I call financial leaks. Subscriptions you forgot about, apps you don't use, that gym membership you haven't touched since New Year's. Next, use the replace versus eliminate method. Instead of cutting all fun, replace expensive habits with cheaper ones. Cook at home instead of dining out every night. Host game nights instead of bar hopping. And adopt the 24-hour rule. If you want to buy something, wait a day. Most impulse cravings disappear. The goal isn't misery. The goal is freedom. Chapter 7: Boosting income with side hustles. Cutting expenses can only take you so far. At some point, you have to play offense. That means finding ways to earn more. Freelancing, gig work, selling digital products, driving for Uber, starting a weekend Etsy shop, even flipping items from thrift stores. I know, it sounds like extra work, and it is. But here's the mindset shift. It's not forever. It's a sprint. Every extra dollar you earn while you're in debt isn't just income, it's fuel. It speeds up the payoff, it reduces interest, it buys you freedom. Remember, you can't only cut your way out. At some point, you have to build your way out. Chapter 8: Rewiring the mindset around money. Here's why so many people climb out of debt only to fall right back in. They never rewired their money mindset. Debt wasn't just about math. It was about habits, beliefs, and emotions. You've got to break the spend, regret, repeat cycle. Start small. Daily affirmations like, I control my money, not the other way around. Practice gratitude. List 3 non-monetary things you're thankful for each day. Gratitude is the antidote to, I need more stuff. And journal your triggers. Do you overspend when you're stressed, lonely, bored? Identify the pattern and you can rewrite it. Chapter 10. Chapter 9. Building towards financial freedom. Once debt is gone, don't stop. Redirect that same payment momentum into building wealth. Here's the 3-bucket system I recommend. Emergency fund. Build 3 to 6 months of expenses. Retirement and investing. Contribute to 401k, IRA, or index funds. Lifestyle fund. Save for travel, hobbies, experiences. Start small wins. Your first $1,000 saved, then $10,000. Each milestone builds confidence. Financial freedom isn't about millions. It's about options. The option to say no. The option to rest. The option to build. Chapter 10. Staying debt-free for life. Getting out of debt is one thing. Staying out is another. That's why you need systems, not willpower. Set up automatic transfers. Use sinking funds for big purchases. Do weekly money check-ins with your partner or yourself. And most importantly, create a vision beyond money, because money is never the real goal. freedom is, peace of mind is, the ability to live life on your terms is. When you focus on that, staying debt-free becomes effortless. In closing, debt doesn't define you. It's just a chapter, not the whole story. If you're ready to escape debt and build true freedom, commit to one step today. Not 10 steps, not everything at once, just one. And I want to hear from you. What's the one debt you're most excited to crush first? Drop it in the comments because your story might inspire someone else. Remember, debt is temporary. Freedom is permanent.